My name is Rachel Bruce. I teach illustration over in the art department. Thank you for joining us for another DADAH Noon Lecture Series. This programming is made possible with support from a Regional Arts Commission program support grant. Thank you, RAC. Alex Schubert is a cartoonist who first gained recognition for his Vice comic strip, Blobby Boys, later published as a series of books by Koyama Press in English and Misma in French. This led to a career in illustration, working for the New York Times, Penguin Books, Converse, Michelin, and more. Since then, he's worked as a designer on many animated projects for clients including Disney, Cartoon Network, Warner Brothers, HBO Max, and Netflix. He's also written, directed, and art-directed shorts for Fox, Viceland, and Adult Swim. Alex's exhibit, Playset, is on view at the Koyama Gym Gallery through September 24th. Please welcome Alex Schubert.
Yeah. Do you guys like this stuff on the side or not? That's all right. We've waited long enough. Okay. Look at this. Who is this? This is me when I was your age. You can't believe it. 22. Who's 22? All of you. So I'm from Muscuda, Illinois. I grew up there. It's about there's a button.
But it's not a promoter.
It's not?
I think it's a project.
Oh, okay.
It's an artist.
For some reason, I thought you were saying chupacabra for a second. Okay, I hope not. Okay, so I went to undergrad at the Kansas City Art Institute, and while I was a student there, I became an art critic for the Kansas City Star. So I had my own column while I was a student. How many of you are 22? Can you imagine reviewing your professor's shows every week? It was really weird. They were like afraid of me and like kissing my butt and stuff. It was its own thing. So I had 2 columns and I did that. For several years, but I didn't really like doing it. So I'm writing about other people's artwork during the day, and at night I'm just like, I just love comics. I just want to draw comics. I remember being like 22. I was in school and I was like, please God, anything but comics. It's just so dorky. But at that point I was in too deep. There was no backing out. So I drew this comic strip on my own, and it was picked up by a magazine called Vice, which used to be cool. Does anybody know what Vice is?
Yeah.
Does everybody know what Vice is?
Yeah.
What is it now?
It's on Snapchat.
But is it like alt-right? Like, what is it?
No, I think they do like documentary style stuff on YouTube. Of,
Yeah.
like,
The credibility of them is probably good.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah, it used to be a print magazine, and so every week I had one page, and a page went out every week. But it was also online, and it was published in multiple countries, so the comic pretty quickly was read by millions of people. So I started drawing comics. These are some examples. So I created these characters, the Blobby Boys, which this is what's called autofiction. I took things that happened to me, not quite exactly, and I put them in the mouths of fictional characters. So this is me. This is my friend Adam, and this is my friend Jacob. And I would construct stories. Basically, something funny would happen, and then I would put it in the story that week. This is an example of how I used to set up each page. This is in the prehistoric days before iPads. I had to draw this on graph paper, which eliminates the use of a T-square. So I was able to get them precise and kind of loose. And I tried a lot of different approaches for how to create the story, which is something I'm going to talk about in a second. So I would rough them in pencil, and then I would ink them in tracing paper because I was still kind of iffy on my inking abilities. Oh, I shouldn't be in the middle of the screen. So like I would screw up and I would get a new piece of tracing paper and start over again. So as I said, the Blobby Boys were immediately pretty popular. Does anybody know who Johnny Ryan is? No. Oh, edgelord. He's in charge of Looney Tunes now, but he wrote a lot of comics that he shouldn't have written. A lot of tattoos, just like the fan art at one point was just like overwhelming. Like I would open a box and a little Muppet would pop out at me. Sammy Harcum. Anna Hayfish, Jesse Ballmer, who's an art director of the Adventure Time series. Nick Yazen, who was my editor, Sophia Foster Domino, Helen Joe, who worked on Steven Universe, Julian Glander, whose film Boys Go to Jupiter opened last week at the High Point. You guys all saw that, right? Not a one. Michael DeForge, does anybody know who that is? Nobody knows nothing. So I would kind of alternate different characters. So primarily it's the Blobby Boys, but then I also had other characters, like this is Cyber Surfer, a homeless android who's depressed. This is Fashion Cat. So I was aware of the fact that the Blobby Boys was pulling like a male audience, and I was like, what do girls like? I don't know, it really kind of worked. Girls were into it. Look at this guy. So the comics started being popular. It looked pretty different than other things at the time, so I got a lot of invitations to design products and things, and illustrations and things like that. So I'm going to show some products. This was a shirt, pins, more pins, skateboards, a video game that we can't watch because they can't connect to YouTube for some reason. I did a bunch of illustration stuff too around the same time. This is for Pitchfork. On the right, Pitchfork opened a new headquarters, and did they rebuild the World Trade Center? Or there's a new World Trade Center?
Yeah.
Whatever, they opened a new office, and I did all the decorations for the office. So they would give me the name of an album cover, and I would make a drawing of it, and they printed it out really big and hung it in the office. Does anybody know what album cover that is? Yeah. Okay, lots more comics. These are also for Pitchfork. This is for Penguin. On and on and on. So then the comics began being collected in English by Koyama Press. Oh, we gotta watch this. How do we watch this? Oh, we can't. Can we?
What are you trying to do?
Access YouTube.
Why is your Blobby Boy a heart? Is there a significance to that?
It's based on Gumby. There can't be that many things called double chip. Golly. Take it on back. We're getting close, but that's not it. Where are you, bud? Did I like delete it? Oh, this isn't connected to the audio either, fellas. Boy, oh boy. All right. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Anyway, so around this time, Fox contacted me and they said, Alex, we like your stuff. Will you make a TV show for us? And I said, yes, I would be happy to do that. And then it got kind of weird. I didn't hear from them for a while, so I made this short, which I promise is super funny. Can we connect this to audio at all, or it's too late? We're having problems. I'm gonna have to skip it. And that's not gonna get a lot of them. All right, so anyway, just really quick, like over that weekend, they were like, "Can you make a show?" And I was like, "Yes, of course." You know me. And I made this little animated short. It's just like a lip sync. And almost immediately they like hired me to move to LA and make shows for them. So I worked at Fox. This is one of the first things I worked on. Gosh, I wish we could watch this. Don't you guys wish we could watch this?
Does anyone who teaches in this room know that my laptop only has one USB and it's being used by Alex's thumb drive? Does anyone, and the USB connects with the speaker? Anyone who teaches in this room have any tips? I don't think we can, Alex, unless we like totally
We're deep
switch
off the rails.
the
Sorry.
monitor.
Drag it onto the desktop.
Yeah, you could do it on the desktop and then we could switch.
Drag. Okay.
The presentation.
No, all you need is the output. You don't need another USB.
Mm-hmm.
Go to sound.
Me?
No,
Let's forget
system
it.
sound.
Never mind. We're taking
Never
like,
mind.
setting this up is longer than the presentation. I made this shorter. Forget about it.
Okay.
So I was making these rough drawings on graph paper because this was in the ancient days of like 2012, 2014. So I made these very clean drawings and sent them to Fox, and I was like, well, this is Fox. They're going to take my drawing and turn it into Family Guy. And they did not. Try what?
It'll get volume now, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you trust her?
Sure, yeah.
Misplaced.
I did what Jeff said.
Where's Jeff? Jeff.
Hey, let's put the show together here.
No. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
I'm coming that way. I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk to Lindsay.
Okay. Yay. All right. Well,
It's a great thing.
when I directed this piece, I was actually living in Kansas City. Remember in this chopped up story, I was in Kansas City at the time. So I was sending these files to Kansas City, and then I was reviewing the footage. You look at the dailies, what the animators created that day, and I was just like, what is going on? This is the most jankety drawing I've ever seen. So then when I actually moved to LA and I'm working in the office, the people that made this short, what the heck?
I need to get out of this entirely. Sorry.
The people that made this short, they started laughing and they were like, oh, we screwed that up. And I was just like, thanks guys, that was my big break. So like this aired on television looking like trash.
The problem is in the PDF is in the presentation.
It looks like it's always like
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
All the money went to this building, doesn't it?
Good. I
No,
mean, this
it's not
looks
either.
fancy.
Let me just do this.
I don't think it's
You press
this-
the green one,
Where's it?
We don't have the other three.
Oh,
or that.
I mean, eventually.
they're just messing up your stuff.
Last year we had two.
Okay, system settings. Sorry. Oh, well, you know, it's really good. It's Exactly. And then you got down here. Yeah, you have the output. Now go back to it.
Then I just be making.
That is our pleasure. No, they're just not buses.
Okay, so we need then,
Oh, boy.
now you
Alex,
should be able to do.
there you go.
Guys,
Gotta go all through.
We're out of here.
guys,
You should be able to
do
do the
you
YouTube.
think it will play audio? What's your name?
Nothing right at the moment. That should play audio.
Is the volume turned up?
Do you want to back up and watch us?
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yes, definitely.
But don't let Jeff go too far, we're back in help.
Yeah. Thank you. I got
Hey, Adrian, what are you doing? I think about this new chip. It's called an all-dress chip. Tastes like every chip.
Trying to make one? What does it taste like?
Like every kind of chip. Like a Dorito, a Frito, a Frito-Lay. Like all the chips mixed into one, so I'm trying to make one like that.
Can I try one?
Yeah, try this one. Tell me what it tastes like.
This tastes like ketchup.
That one is mostly DMT.
What's DMT?
DMT is this drug that you take, and when you take it, you see like little orbs, and they try to talk to you.
Sounds pretty cool.
Yo, Dad, welcome to DMT World.
Thanks. I've never been here before.
What kind of music are you into?
I like K-Homes.
Do you like Sublime?
No.
Or Badfinger?
No.
Do you practice Santeria?
No.
Do you have a crystal ball?
Not really.
Do you like to play hockey sack?
I could get into some hacky sack.
Cool. Because I think we're about to occupy Wall Street later. armpit hair, like the whole thing.
Yeah, sounds good. Do it.
Was it? Did you like it?
Yeah.
All right, and then this is the one that they messed up.
In space, something evil has awakened.
Look, man, you're a shooting star. Oh, wow. You should make a wish. I wish I didn't have so many boyfriends.
Now, Randy Keller is about to learn what happens when her wish becomes a living nightmare. He's drilling his way through the competition.
Looks like some kind of power tool was used, like a drill or something.
He's dressed to drill.
Do you think there's a pattern, officer?
Yeah, I do. One murder after another. And another. And another.
I don't want you to get hurt like the others.
Don't worry, I brought protection.
Killer driller. If the screw fits, drill it.
Attention campers, you must evacuate the area immediately. This is not a drill. Well, I second thought, it is a drill.
Drilling his way to a theater near you.
Not good, right? I don't know. Okay. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I like that you had the most.
Okay, so they screwed it up, as you saw. And then I resolved, never again. I will learn these techniques, and they will be unable to defeat me.
Yay.
Oh wait, quick backstory. I'll play the short too. But I used to be in a band called the Freds. Does anybody know a band Hunks and his Punks?
Yeah.
Does anybody know Granger?
Box tops and stuff. They're really to help you talk.
So there used to be this band, Hunks and his Punks. My friend Lisa was friends with Shannon, who's the bass player of Hunks and the Punks. We had a SoundCloud, and there were like 10 people that followed it because we were a regional band. But Shannon followed it. This song is note for note a song that I wrote. It is the #1 song by this band, and I don't get any money for it. So I sublimated my anger.
I graduated high school when I was 17. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go back to school or get a job, so that's when I started this band, the Blobby Boys. Hey, you guys, I just wrote a new song. You want to try it out?
No. We're in this game.
We should do it, Adrian. When was the last time we practiced?
Come on! I worked really hard on this.
Fine, but I will be smoking tons of weed.
All right, deal. Let's go.
This song sucks.
Hey, you. I worked on this for like 2 weeks.
He's right. It sounds like Smash Mouth.
You sound like Smash Mouth.
What? You know what? I've had it with your I quit.
You know, this is like the 5th time you quit.
This time I'm really quitting. I'm moving out.
Let's see what's on TV.
This show sucks. Change it.
That's Rocky Rummy. That's like he's so good. Later on here, you probably get stabbed.
Wait, listen, that's my song.
Didn't you just write it like 10 minutes ago? How would you have heard it?
I put it on the internet. Hey, where's Adria?
Are you going to Hollywood? No. Do you care if I kill you, steal your car, and then drive you to Hollywood? I guess that's fine.
But all stuff is gone too.
He'll be back. So what are we gonna do about Rocky Romeo? We should pretend to be lawyers and call him up. He's not gonna get away with this.
Don't worry, Glenn.
Who, Rocky?
No, even
Spare some change to help out the homeless. How long have you been sitting here? Like 10 seconds. Hey, you should come with me. Wait, don't I know you from somewhere? Yeah, you're Rocky Romeo.
It's ringing.
how'd you get his number?
This is Rocky.
This is the Blobby Boys.
Oh, hey, I love the Blobby Boys. What's up?
What's he saying?
Shut up. Hey, we know that you stole our song.
You can't prove that.
Oh, I can prove it. I have evidence.
Wait, I'm in Hollywood. Where the are you?
Oh, you want to know where I am? I'm in your house, mother.
Stop. Well, what do you want?
I don't know. How about $1 million?
Fine, fine. I'll give you $1 million.
Adrian, what are you doing here?
I'm hanging out.
Yeah, I noticed, like, even like as you guys are watching it, it has a strange tone, doesn't it? The problem is, I was really focused on the look, but I had a production partner, this guy Nathan Milburn, who was doing the voice acting. And man, it was like pulling teeth. I should have just done it myself. It just came out weird. Deep regrets. I'm sorry I had to watch that. Okay, so around that time, how am I doing on time? Oh no, plenty of time. Okay, Vice, if I didn't mention, I think I goofed this. Vice, I was originally drawing a comic strip every month, and then they accelerated the pace, so I was drawing a comic strip every week. And at that time, I was drawing really slowly because I was really fixated on aesthetics and like trying to make everything perfect. So when they asked me to draw the comic faster, I was like, well, how am I going to do that? And I had the idea, because we had done this pretty polished animated short, to take the animated puppets from the short and use them as assets in the comic strip. How many of you guys use Toon Boom or Flash or blah, 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 blah? So these are vector-based assets, so you can literally copy and paste them. So I have these master drawings of the main characters in turnaround form, and I sort of built the strip backwards around that to save myself time. What is that? Is this whole thing going to be like this? I don't know what happened there. Oh, I had a comic I was going to read to you, but I can't because something weird happened. Golly, this is my day. Okay, then the second book came out, and it was great. It was in English, French, Spanish, everything. So at that time, I partnered with a company called 6 Point Harness. They did a lot of Adult Swim stuff, and we presented a pitch to Adult Swim. So here's the pitch deck from that. It was decided pretty early on that my Ninja Turtles parody needed an April O'Neil, so they made me stick a girl in it, which that makes sense. I don't know why that didn't occur to me. Anyway, long story short, the executives at Adult Swim really liked it, but then it got up to the head of Adult Swim, who's this guy named Mike Laszlo. He's got like a Prince Valiant haircut. He's a little dork. He said, why would we make this show? We already have a show with a band in it. It was Metalocalypse. Did you guys see that? And you haven't seen it? But I need to do my thing. You saw it? Is it good? I don't believe it. They were like, well, we already have a show with a band in it. I was like, we can just take that out. Can I just smoke weed or like skateboard? Like, what are you talking about? But we didn't get to do it. So then I went to work at Fox. These are animated bits. So I was one of the first people in the country to have the job title, maybe the last, to have the job title GIF artist. This makes no kind of sense, but at this time, I would make a GIF. Have you ever all made GIFs? Has anyone here made a GIF? How much do you get paid for your GIF? I would make $50,000 for a GIF. What? Apple Beats would want a GIF for some purpose I can't determine, and they would pay me like I was a tech pro to make them a GIF. It truly didn't make sense, and that time has passed. I'm sorry, you guys. It was like NFTs or something. I don't know how to characterize it. So anyway, I worked with this company called Fox ADHD, which was Fox's late night programming block, which later became Giphy. Do you guys know what Giphy is? Yes. It's the service that puts GIFs into Facebook, whatever you're texting. So they're GIF artists and made GIFs. And the main thing that I did, and this is an example of it, unfortunately I can't play it, is make bumpers. A bumper is, there's the TV show, and there's a little thing, and it's like, we'll be right back. And then it goes to the commercial. So that was my job. I made the we'll be right back. And it was pretty fun. I really liked doing that. Then the company went under. It lost its seed funding and split off and became Giphy, so I went on to design other things. This was the first major project I worked on. This was a back-to-school commercial for Target. This was absolutely bonkers. You want to hear some crazy stories. First of all, if you're thinking about making money, $50,000 a gift, advertising pays more than anything in the universe. So I worked on this ad for Target for 3 months, being paid $1,000 a day. I would come in the morning and I would say, what do you want me to make? And they would say, just the word helicopters. I'm just there for 8 hours like, huh? I would come in and they would say, sandwiches. Just the word sandwiches. And I'm just sitting there in this. So first we were working in a mansion in Beverly Hills. The mansion was owned by Diane Martell, who at that time was the creative director of Miley Cyrus's Bangers tour. Which I found out about that in a weird way because I walked into this mansion in Beverly Hills with my beat up Corolla. And they're like, take your shoes off. And like, it was creepy. And Diane is there, and this guy Ben Jones, who I work with a lot, is there. And on a table, the size of this negative space was maybe 100 naked photos of Miley Cyrus. They were making a magazine spread for something called Paper Magazine. And I was just like, they didn't tell me that. Ben, my friend, just goes, oh yeah, check it out. 100 pictures of nude Miley Cyrus. Then Miley Cyrus was going to come over, and they decided they couldn't do that because I wouldn't be able to concentrate if she was there. Then production moved to a place called Frame Store it's not in Beverly Hills, it's in Studio City. Frame Store, does anybody know what that is? It's the visual effects company that makes the Marvel movies. So once again, they're typing the word sandwich in an email while they literally make the Avengers behind me. This was really weird because this was not an amateur business in any sense. Everyone that was working there, other than me, was the world's best at what they did. So a guy with a very thick, like, Middle Eastern accent would be talking to a guy with a very thick Irish accent, and they couldn't understand each other, like times 1,000. Like everybody, they were the experts from all over the world. Like it was so crazy to be around. Here's a commercial, which you can't watch. Then after that ended, I designed a TV show for for Disney XD. Did anybody see this show?
Yeah.
Who? What's it called?
Right now. Right.
Whoa, crazy. My drawings are in your brain.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Cartoon Network and like Adult Swim when I was growing up. So it's like,
did you like the?
Lots of bright colors and funky faces.
That was all me. Thank you. Oh, wait, you were playing to me. You were That was a weird backhanded like the show was bad except
No,
for
I
what you
enjoyed
did. So before I started doing this kind of work, I didn't realize that in any TV show there's like literally one person who decides what every character looks like. Every stupid person on this show, every grandma in the background, every pigeon, I designed top to bottom. So these are what are called special poses. Where's my animator? It's reference for the animators because TV production now, the creative stuff, I would say, is done in Los Angeles, and then the drawing, the frames of animation is done overseas. This was done, I think, in Ireland. So we would package the designs and send them to the animators, and these are reference for the animators because we knew the bird was going to be in these specific poses. This is a turnaround. Look at this guy. Props, everything they needed.
Yes.
Then I made this show. Did anybody see this show?
Yes.
What is this show?
Apple Money.
Did you like this show?
I didn't watch too much of this one. I watched more.
Didn't you like the vibrant colors and funky faces?
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so the initial mini-series I designed, so like all the main characters, and I didn't think it was going to get picked up again, so I quit working on it, but it just kept going on and on and on, and I should have just stuck with it. Instead, like a fool, I went to Warner Brothers and made a Flintstones cartoon. You can see this. What? What's this called?
It's I don't remember the name, but I remember like all the main characters, and it was called Flintstone. I forgot the name.
Crazy. You're the only one that watched this. This was so bad. Like right off the bat, I was like, this is canceled. Like we're The Walking Dead. And it did get canceled. Before we completed production, they were like, we're going to quit working on this. Well, this is no good. Yeah, it was not fun to work on. This is a butt ugly style. What's really weird about this is when you're working on a TV show, a lot of times they'll think you're cool and they'll hire you to make their show look cool. In this instance, they wanted me to draw exactly like whatever this is. And when I tried to change it, they were like, you're an idiot. Like they would get mad at me. So what they did was they had an initial designer who did the concept designs his name is Chris Battle, and he designed Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, Samurai Jack, stuff like that. So he did the sketches, and then the director of the show did a pass on top of it with this bonkers inking style, arriving at a way of drawing that no one would choose. Like, the director of the show doesn't draw like this, and Chris Battle doesn't draw like this. They made me draw like this, and I hated it.
Yes.
What? This? I can remember. Some little dinosaur went off. That was in there what? I also did a bunch of stuff for Rick and Morty. These are background characters for season 4. As Rachel mentioned in my intro, I also directed and art directed a bunch of commercials and spots and short films. So I did a lot of shorts for Rick and Morty commercials, things like that. So this whole time, I am on a mission. I am not trying to draw fast. I am trying to sell my own show. So we're still at it this whole time. This was a pitch that I made to FX called Fashion Cat. At this time, a man named Donald Glover had an overall deal with FX, and he wanted to be Fashion Cat. And then he got bored. Here, we can watch this later. This is a sizzle that I made when I was trying to sell the show. Let me see if I can find it. Oh wait, it's all right here. Why didn't I just go to this? Okay. So when you're trying to sell a TV show, who has sold a TV show in here?
Just flexing on us.
Yes. Welcome to the gun show. You'll present a pitch deck, which is what we just saw, and you might also present a sizzle or a storyboard like this.
so one time I was in Los Angeles filming a commercial for LaCroix, which I didn't want to do in the first place. And we get on the set, the director's kind of a dick. He's like, "Fashion Cat, here's your line. It's LaCroix, see you play." And so I was just, you know, I'm acting, and it's like, "LaCroix, see you play." But even though I did a pretty good job, the director was a fucking dick, and he made me say it again. So I said, "LaCroix, see you play." But at that point, like, I was already getting really mad about the whole thing. Like, I did not want to do this commercial. I do not need $5 million. And so I was just like, okay, that's it. You get 2 takes, that's it. That's all you're paying me for. I'm leaving right now. So we got in a limo, and Stevens, who's my driver, accidentally goes straight to Skid Row. And I was like, "Way to go, Stevens, you're a fucking moron. You went absolutely the wrong way, and now we're in a homeless world." But, you know, I'm looking around, I see these homeless people, and it reminds me of the time in my life during which I was homeless, because before I was a famous model, I was homeless. And I was just thinking about how much easier my life was when I was homeless. I didn't fucking have to say "see you play" and fucking shit like that. So I just told Stevens, just stop the car right here, let me out. So then I got out of the limo, and I stood up in my crate, and I announced myself to the bums. I was like, "Yo, what up, I'm a bum. I'm a bum, you guys." So I was a bum. And then one of the bums said to me something like, "Aren't you Fashion Cat, the richest model alive?" And I was like, "No, I'm a different dude. You're thinking of somebody else." And then he pulled out his iPhone and he said, "Celebrity Net Worth says you're worth $2 billion. And then I looked right at him and I said, "That's not an iPhone, that's a leak." And then he said, "You're right. I have severe schizophrenia, and you may well just be some other guy. So, welcome to Bum World." And then I saw this Pamplemousse LaCroix can in the gutter. I picked it up, and I just said, "LaCroix, s'il vous plaît." And then Nick, who was still in the limo, just rolled down the window and he said, "Fashion Cat, get back in the car." And at that point, I was done being homeless for a while, so I went back in the car.
Do you like it?
Yeah.
Are you sad it's on a show?
Does he kill himself in the end?
Who?
Fashion Cat.
Did he seem depressed?
Like, what? How does it end? Like a whole little story arc.
Does he kill himself? That's how every story ends.
Maybe accidental death,
Did you say accidental overdose?
Yeah.
I mean, whatever. Go off on fanfic. If that's what you want. Wait, I don't even understand the question. How does he die?
Yes, like how,
Oh, yes.
his ending, like how does his whole like you mentioned in the pitch, like it's like existential type series where he's like battling like stuff like that. How does it end?
Literally, no joke, I was goofing on you. In the comics, he gets upset about his dad, and he gets addicted to heroin, and then he goes to Hawaii to kick heroin, and then he dies. So yeah, you were unintentionally like right on. You have a career as a development executive. Okay, so then I'm still pitching. I still want to do it. So what I did here was I took all of the characters I had created previously, minus Fashion Cat, because we thought Donald Glover was going to Atlanta my thing, and he didn't want to. And I put them all in my hometown where they interact with me as a kid. So that's Mascuda there on the bottom. The big idea with this story was that it was like a hard R kids show. Because when I was a kid, like we would just, like I just vividly remember like finding a condom in the road, or like saying like the dirtiest stuff to each other that didn't even make sense. Like Was anybody there for that? Just like kids describing what sex was, but they had no concept of what was happening. That was sort of the idea. And then a show came out called Big Mouth, which was kind of exactly my thing, so we didn't do it. That being said, oh, this was a comic that I created to help me sell this show. I should just explain. So this guy is Dr. Slide, and he's a mad scientist, and he creates characters out of goo. So we weren't going to make this show for adults, and then some producer at Starburns who makes Rick and Morty got attached, Casey Rupp, and he was like, it's a bunch of kids, why isn't this a kid show? And I was like, yeah, duh, I don't know. So we made it 3D, trying to make it more kid-friendly. And I did sell this to Cartoon Network. It happened. It officially died during the writers and actors strike, but I don't know. They purchased it. It kind of counts. Kind of counts, kind of doesn't count. So I was kind of like a stop motion look, which I think at this point is too played out to work. I feel like we see that all over the place. This was a beat board that's super good that you don't get to see because it's trapped somewhere in cyberspace. All right, so then I'm in graduate school where I met Rachel Bruce. How many of you guys are in Rachel's class? Is she a good teacher?
Yeah.
They went to school together. And this is our baby. I left Los Angeles because I had a baby, obviously. And I went back to school. I went to WashU. And I'm in charge of animation and illustration at St. Louis Community College. If you guys like these technical difficulties, you should drop out and attend my school instead. So anyway, working in TV, it might not be clear, but it is a lot. It is a lot of hours. And LA is not super kid friendly, so unfortunately I had to leave. So I'm making stuff still while I'm in grad school. Every time we had a break, I would have something or other lined up. This was an ad for Converse. This was development for a show that DJ Khaled wanted to do.
Oh,
DJ Khaled in the middle. I think
why is
DJ
he gray? Why is he gray? Why is he
because I'm fully colorblind. Is his face gray?
Yeah, it looks gray to me.
All right. I'll take your word for it. I think he really liked my stuff because he tried 3 times to make a show that looked like my work. He just kept doing it again and again. That's Justin Bieber on the left. That's him in the past. He's way different now. He's like bald and sad. But the idea behind this show was that DJ Khaled had just had a baby, so he imagined, the idea was he and all of his friends shrank down to be babies and hung out with his baby, which is pretty weird. Who's in charge of the baby? That's his wife, who's really large on the side. This was another Adult Swim. These are backgrounds for an Adult Swim pilot called Unattended Baggage. This is another Adult Swim pilot called Alpha Betas. Props, character design. This was during the pandemic. They wanted to do a pandemic talk show because people couldn't be around each other. They were going to do 3D puppets. They didn't get to do it. This was a movie that hasn't yet come out yet. It's one of the Adventure Time guys. Jesse Ballmer made this. It's called Jesus 2, and I did a bunch of work on it. Also, possibly the sickest title you could have thought of. Jesus 2. Then I worked on this project for Netflix, where we began prop design work in 3D, and then it was traced over in case something complicated had to rotate. This show, speaking of the inside scoop, so we worked on this show for Netflix for a year, and then we finished 1 episode, and the main dude said it wasn't funny, and that day we all stopped working on the show. It's a weird business. I was just like, what does that have to do with me? Like, I did my thing. Blah, 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 blah. Still doing a lot of illustration stuff, too, around this time, New York Times. This is the re-release of the album that contains the song that got stolen. Music video, drawings, we're getting to the end. I did this comic for the Los Angeles Times, some stuff happening. If you have any questions, shout at me. While I'm working on this, I'm working on my thesis, which is sad. Rachel, did you finish your thesis? Fortunately, I'm still working on my thesis. I turned it in and graduated, but it's a big project, so I'm still working on it. So I developed this system based on the way that I set up the assets for the animated shorts, where they're repeatable assets. Oh man, we can't watch this at all. So basically what I did was, for like a week, I just drew hands. So any of you who have worked with Adobe Animate know that you can toggle which frame is being displayed currently. So I just drew a bunch of hands one time, and I haven't drawn very many hands for years afterwards. So each of the main characters, this is a GIF that's not playing. These are animated rigs. They rotate, and in each rig they have every possible facial expression. Each of the main characters, and then I went through my sketchbooks and I found a few other characters that I liked, and I made 52 background characters, some nose variations. Each of them rotates, and then each of them also has every possible facial feature. And then on top of that, I added various body types that could be copied and pasted and reused. These models are also rigged. They have hinges, so I can manipulate them in space. I went so far as to create 3D puppets of these characters so that I knew exactly where they were, how big they were, and where to put these puppets. Overkill, I know. So I made a 3D model of the set that the story takes place in, and then here's a cool video of me using this interface that you can't see, and then here's examples of the story.
Did you make your own font?
Yeah, the font is based on my handwriting, that's right. And these are more shorts that we can't watch, but I just wanted to say that I'm still using those assets for everything. It's just like, anytime I need to create something, I can use it. So these are shorts that I made for Fox. And this is a book that I put out, a little preview of what I'm working on. Guys, we have 1 minute. You can ask, I guess, do we have exactly 1 minute?
I think we can go over a little.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? Keep in mind, everyone's going to get mad at you. Yeah, can we turn the lights on?